Join Charlie Malouf as he explores the personal journeys of Broad River Retail's very own memory makers. Welcome to Stories from the River.
We're here with Frank Gastelum for Stories from the River podcast. Frank, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Charlie.
I'm so excited to chat with you. Frank is a home furnishings expert. You were our number one writer in 2021. You wrote over $2.13 million. Man. Well, first of all, before we get into it, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and who you are.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, I moved here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to Charlotte when I got engaged. Then I also changed careers. So it was a big change in my life. So I moved here with my wife, and we had to be more centrally located because I was an artist at the time, and I traveled around the country to do art festivals. And then one day my wife threw the wrench in the fan and said, if we're going to start a family, you have to get a full-time career with benefits. So I had to change careers into sales. Although I've been in sales all my life, even as an artist. I ended up here at the Broad River now, 5.5 years ago. So I love it. Yeah, so we're going to get into the art background because you are an artist by trade. So you've been with us a little bit over 5 years. And let's talk about your career. Do you remember your first day? Oh, gosh, I do. I was excited and nervous at the same time because, something new. I didn't know anything about furniture. But boy, I'll tell you, I picked up the guidance from everybody and cues here and there, and it's just helped me flourish.
What did you do before you got into furniture?
Oh, I was selling exotic cars, Maseratis, Aston Martins, Ferraris. So I was there for 5 and 6 years.
That's something fun to sell.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. But you're also dealing with the elements, the cold, the hot, but this is perfect.
Okay, love it. So our organizational purpose is furnishing life's best memories. Just 4 simple words. So what has been one of your best memories at the river?
God, to be honest with you, this was about just 5 months ago. A lady and her 4 children came in the store, and they seemed a little sad. And I found out that her husband had just passed away. And the kids were young, and so they were struggling with this. And she wanted to bring some life, some happiness back in their life, so they wanted to get a nice sectional for their bonus room. And boy, it was so much fun helping them find the right pieces for them, and then helping them get to a right price for them. So once I was so emotional that day for them, happy as well as sad. But it was when she hugged me when they left, and the kids they were like little buddies of mine. So these things really lift you up and help you. Gosh, just love your job more.
That's really great. When you can infuse purpose and love what you do and help other people, and you're on the front lines connecting every single day. That's powerful. Okay, 2.1, Frank. And you weren't the first to reach $1 million. And then you and Leah crossed 2 million within hours from each other on the exact same day. 2.1, let me not cut you short, 2.134. How did you do it?
Honestly, I have to props to Leah. When I saw her cross the first million, as soon as she did and how she did it, I thought, you know what, this is possible. I thought initially someone would have said, you have to sell 2 million. I said, are you kidding me? But when I saw she did it and I kept watching her, it propelled me really to get there also.
But that's like the Roger Bannister moment, so it started with your belief. When did you say, I can go get $2 million?
3/4 of the way through the year, I saw how, first of all, my margin was really good the first 3/4 of the year. So I said, you know what? I started to catch Leah, and I go, I know in our business we want to watch our margins because we want to keep bonus, Mm-hmm. So I said, I think I'm going to catch her because of that. If it wasn't for that, she would probably blow me out the door. To be honest with you.
Got it. So you were selling smart and minding your business.
Yeah, I was just, initially I was just selling the way I do normally. So there was no point on, I give people good deals, but also, I work for the company, and it's just selling it from your heart and letting the people know that, hey, you're there with them, being a friend of them, as opposed to being a salesperson. Then they feel like, oh, you're not giving me a good deal, so they negotiate more with you. So, I think that's why I did it.
Okay, so you're driving around a brand new car this year. Tell us about the new car.
Man, it is so inexpensive other than darn gas. It's beautiful though. I love it. It drives, I haven't a Volkswagen Atlas and it's nice. This car's wheelbase is longer, so it doesn't feel the road, like in your Lincoln there.
What type of car did you get? This is one of your jackpot. You got one of the jackpot bonus giveaways, and so you're driving it around in a brand new car.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited L, which the L is for the link, so it's got a third row, and it sits 7 people very comfortably. It's got cameras inside for all the rows. I mean, it's just LED lights inside. It's just awesome.
That's great.
Awesome.
You really hit the jackpot, and more than just the car. Do you have any plans? What are you going to do with your jackpot bonuses? Are you taking any vacations or trips?
In fact, yeah, we've already booked our vacation for April, and it's paid for. So we're going to Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So since you've been a memory maker here at the river for, you said, a little bit over 5 years now, what is something that you've learned about yourself or about what you've been able to accomplish that has surprised even you? Because I'm sure you had self-confidence going in, but what's something you did that surprised yourself about you?
Honestly, is the fact that I was able to become $1 million rider every full year I've been with Broad River Ashley Furniture. And I don't understand. So some people can't get there, and I don't know. I'm not going to say anything negative about anybody, but anybody watching this, just focus on, set your goals and follow the program. They give us training, and that's all I've done is I followed my training that was installed in me, and then I just, with my experience in selling all my years, you can not necessarily tweak anything, but just add a little bit to it. I have steps every process. Planting. I always say it's planting the seed for the diamond care and all, and just working with people like that. You never want to oversell, but just plant those seeds, and in the end, it all comes into play. It works.
Is it true that you've grown your sales year over year, every single year?
Hey,
we're live on the podcast,
and that's
stuff like that happens.
That's the president of Mexico, but I didn't take his call because I'm talking to Charlie.
That's a customer who wants to buy $10,000.
Okay, yeah, more likely. Yeah. But anyway, I'll turn it off. So, worry about I've lost my place now. Where the question you asked.
Well, let me ask you this: Did you expect this level of success, being the top producer of the company?
Honestly, no. I did not. I knew I've always been in the top 10 since I started, and that was cool. But there's so many really good associates out there that sell so well, So no, I did not. But then again, middle of this year or when Leah crossed, I thought, you know what? I'm at least gonna shoot to win the car. And then 3/4 of the way through, that's when I saw the light at the end of the tunnel was more.
You really cranked it up. The question before the president of Mexico called you was, have you grown your sales every year after year that you've been with us?
Yeah, and and as well as I've gotten my margin better and better every year also, because again, just following the process that we're trained in, that always works. It always works. You get better at it.
Okay, Frank, you make it seem so easy. What do you think differentiates your level of performance from others in retail sales for us? There's got to be something different or unique. I know that just made your sales and your performance take off.
Everybody has different styles of selling, so it's hard to me to compare what I do to them. But I just, again, the way I do it, no matter who comes into the door, I don't see them for what they might be able to buy. I'm just there to help them, and I'm going to help them find what they need. And at the end of the day, just make a friend, because then they trust you and they'll buy from you.
So you're big on connection. You're not judging the guest off.
Not at all. And in sales, guys, anybody who works, coworkers and all, get to the point where you can do your own overrides, because that's where you can help the guest better and easier, and your confidence builds up, and then you're able to sell more.
You're saying, for those who don't know how you get to the point of doing your own overrides, it's where you become a trusted confidant, and you ascend to a certain level, like to the expert status, where you can do your overrides yourself and manage your own business.
Yeah, that's correct. That's it.
That's a perk. That's a great perk. So be an expert. So let's talk about advice. Someone starts day one on the sales floor. What advice would you give a new memory maker starting today?
First of all, understand that you got to be patient, because I'll be honest with you. When I started working for Ashley Furniture, it was probably October-ish, September, October. In December, I was almost reconsidering going, I don't know if I can, because I made good money in previous jobs I had. So I was making ends meet, but that was it, because the sales and deliveries had to catch up. So I was a little bit, I don't know if I can do this anymore. But then I was patient. January, February came. Then I started getting those $3,000 and $4,000 checks. And I said, I could do this.
So that's a great message for our recruiters and for folks contemplating coming in. The money can be really good, but you've got to get the activity and build that book.
Yes.
So Frank, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I ever received? Gosh, in terms of sales?
Yeah, sure.
Well, actually, the reason why I stayed with the company is one of my previous coworkers, Don Gaddy. Mm-hmm. She said, Frank, and I admired her so much because she was so good, and I learned a lot from her. But she said that you're going to start making good money in a few weeks. Just be patient. And I took her advice, and that's probably the best, because now I'm so happy I'm still here.
I love that patience game, and it's been a very rewarding career thus far. Sky's the limit. We'll talk about where you're going in the future. Okay, so let's talk about like characteristics and qualities. What do you believe are the critical qualities or characteristics that most contribute to success on the sales floor?
Well, first of all, take the training at heart, okay, because it's there for a reason. It works, okay, and just follow the steps and set goals, okay. I know you guys spoke about it before, and it's very important too, because if you don't have a goal, then you're just going in circles, okay? And don't get distracted. I don't play games on my phone and stuff at work. I see a lot of my coworkers and friends, and I tell them, turn that off, man, really? And not because I'm trying to be their parent, but I want to motivate them. Mm-hmm. You can make good money, but sometimes you can get distracted easy.
Yeah, just be focused on your craft.
That's it. That is it.
Treat it like a profession. Treat it like being a pro, like a job.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I've got a good icebreaker question. At least I think it's a good icebreaker question. This is a quick get to know Frank Gastelum at your core. So when you think about your legacy or how you want to be remembered, okay, what 3 words come to mind that you would like to describe you?
In the furniture world?
No, just as a person, a human being.
Well, a nice person, talented, and somebody you can trust.
Love it. Trustworthy, talented, and nice. Nice can go a long way. Love it. And okay, so let's talk about unsung heroes. It always takes a village, right, to achieve phenomenal success. I know you've got probably a great team and a great family support. Who are some of the unsung heroes or colleagues of your world? And tell us what they do that help you.
Okay, again, in the sales world, it's always you learn every day. So you can be good at what you do, but then somebody else can be better at something that you do better. So you got to take that to heart and say, you know what, that's great. And so I know, first of all, Kim Trulio, she's awesome in the furniture world. In the mattress world, okay? So I've learned a lot from her there, and I've taken it to heart. Jim Walker, the guy can sell like a bandit. So I said, he can do it, I can too. And I've watched how he does it and all, so I learned from him. Again, Don Gaddy, she was phenomenal. Too bad she's not with the company anymore, but I remember her. Kay Edwards, nice guy. So I just picked up a lot from everybody, and you have to if you're gonna polish your trade and be better. So you learn every day, and so these are some of the people, and of course Charlie, man, you've always motivated me.
Okay, well, I love the just learning from others. I think of it as I'm a thief, right? Just taking the best ideas from someone else. Okay, I'm going to pivot to culture for a moment. All right, Frank, and we like to think that our culture is pretty special or unique. Of course, we could be biased, but our culture at the River, we like to think it's special or unique. what is your favorite thing about our culture here at the river? And what do you think makes it so special? And it could be Broad River, or it could just be at the flagship, where the flagship is the nickname for your store.
You know what? I like the way all the executives in the company know your name. That says a lot, because you could work for somebody and you're just a number. But here it feels special because somebody comes in, especially like Heather. She knows everybody's name and everybody loves her, and all the other executives. I mean, Stacy, and I could say everybody's name, but I don't have to, but everybody knows you, and that's cool. They make you feel special.
That's super important. You can't know someone if you don't know their name. Heather's great. We've had Heather on the podcast, and she's overseeing the Memory Maker Experience department for us, and so it's look. But if you're the top writer of the company, people are going to know your name. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Frank. What is one thing about Broad River that you think would surprise others on the outside looking in?
The fact that you can make such a good living at it, and not have to work your life away. I make time for my family. I go on 2 vacations a year, and I was still able to sell the $2.something million. So, guys, it's a good career to go into, especially with this company. It's really good.
Yeah, and we certainly didn't ask you to say that. I'm not trying to. But you're known for having great work-life balance, and it's just a testament to where you can have great work-life balance, harmony, integration, and still perform at a phenomenal level. It's a testament to just the way that you really focus on your craft when you're there.
I wish LeBron worked for the company so I could teach him some stuff.
Oh, well, we're still recruiting him. We'll see. We'll see if he's not been returning our calls just yet. All right. Let's go back and talk to a younger Frank Gastelum. You've been with us for several years now, and if you could go back to your first day with us, what would you tell your younger self about what life is going to be like at Broad River Retail?
Well, take everybody's advice to heart that yes, in due time, it's going to happen. Okay? Because and this is so important for everybody who's starting with the company to understand, with our base pay, it's good and it gets us by. But after the deliveries start taking place, that's when you start making really good money. So I'm going to tell everybody, just be patient. That's a very important word to take to heart.
That's great. We appreciate you saying that, and it does build over time. Okay, so you're not just about furniture and being a phenomenal retail salesperson. You've also, as you stated earlier, started with your passion for art. I think you told me one time you're trying to get on Shark Tank. So tell us about, what can you tell us about your passion for art and the Shark Tank deal, and how's that going?
Actually, I think it's going to go really well because I just met with a company this past week, a recording studio. They're going to help me produce the video to go. I have to get through the casting crew, and because I did a video with a friend of mine, and it was okay, but you could see the quality wasn't good. These guys, they saw what I do and what I need, and so they're saying we're going to get in. So that's all I need. Once I'm there, I love art. Okay, I love my art, and the fact that I invented a new style and I have a patent and all that. That's Charlie. It's going to hurt. I may have to leave the company. I'm going to have to thank you then for everything you provided for me now. Because that put me in a position where I'm able to do what I'm doing now.
Well, that would bring us pure joy. Look, if you stayed here for many seasons, we're happy with that. But if you go on and advance and go get on Shark Tank and take your artist endeavors to the next level, we'd love it. We'd love to see you thrive in any facet of your life, and that means a lot to us. But before you go on Shark Tank, let's have a little conversation about negotiating with Mr. Wonderful. We need to have some prep talks about that.
Yeah, definitely.
I've watched my fair share of Shark Tank episodes. Okay. Certainly, you don't love everything about the company. So if you could change one thing about the company today with just waving a magic wand, what would it be?
Well, we know every consultant can agree with me. It's the backup in the furniture. but that's something we can't control. But we doing the best we can. Obviously, and I know you guys. It affects you guys too as leaders of the company. So I'm sure you're doing the best you can. And I will say that we've done so much better in so many other companies, though. And I know that's because I've spoken to salespeople from other companies, and they're making ends meet, but sometimes barely. So I think we're doing better than everybody else.
Well, you're talking about supply chain.
Supply chain, yeah, and I know that's nothing you can really control, but you can try to tweak it when you can, and I've seen that you guys have done that. One other thing is obviously our deliveries. I know because of the pandemic and all that, I know how difficult it is to get people and all that. So, but I know once it straightens out, yeah, we could do a little where these guys know how to install power bases and stuff like that, because I've had issues. I'm sure everybody has, where the guys had left it there because they didn't know how to install it.
Yeah, we want every delivery to go 100% well, and it's a battle for talent from home delivery to Home Furnishings Expert. We'll appreciate that. It gives us something to work on. Let's say that I'm done dealing with supply chain and home deliveries, and I'm ready to retire. And I'm going to give you the keys to the company. You're the new president and CEO of Broad River Retail.
Wow.
Yeah. So today's your first day in the new role. Congratulations. What would be your first order of business?
Okay, well, I would bring you back on as my assistant, and I would keep that promotion and with that slight increase of pay, and then it'd be business as usual.
I wasn't expecting that. All right. Okay. And you guys wondered if Frank had a sense of humor. Well, there you go. As you know, Frank, our company's word of the year for 2022 is thrive. We believe in these words of the year and having one focus per year, thematic word. You certainly thrived in 2021 in spite of a global pandemic. What does it mean for you to thrive?
Well, I believe in giving back. So we have some new consultants that came on board at our store, our location, and I'm gonna help guide them to not. I don't know that maybe be better than me, but I'm gonna show them the ropes the way somebody else taught me. So I think that's important.
That's really great. I've heard that metaphor used: send the elevator back down once you've reached a certain level of height or success. Well, what advice would you offer up to one of these new hires, these new fellow memory makers, to help him or her thrive this year?
Take it to heart and follow the steps, the process, and just learn from everybody else. Things that are working, keep your eyes open and stay off the phones. Keep your eyes open to what somebody's doing that's working, and then and put it into your playbook.
What I love, I've tried to ask you these questions a bunch of different ways, and you're so consistent. Be patient, follow the process, give yourself that long runway, and it will happen for you. And focus. Don't play games on your phone. I've heard that a few times. Okay, Frank, you mentioned that goal setting is something that's really important to you earlier in our conversation. All right, so along those lines, what do you do for an encore? What are your goals? I'm sure everyone wants to know, what are your goals for 2022 now that you've hit 2.13 and you're driving around that brand new Jeep Cherokee?
Well, that Jeep Wagoneer sounds and looks really good when I see it pass on the street. You see very few of them, but Manny mentioned if I reach a certain point, I might be able to get that. Of course, the key word might. So we'll see.
So 2.2 and 22, is that what I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Is that it?
Oh yeah, but I think he said I had to reach 3 million, and hey, it's a little stretch.
Well, yeah, I can see Manny saying something like that. He's one to go after those stretch goals. Yeah. Okay. So when you're not chasing $3 million and you've got to have some time, we've talked about work-life balance and mental health. When you stop working for the day or you have a day off and you have some time for yourself or for your family, what do you like to do for fun and just to relax?
I have a studio in my house, so I when I can, I do some drawing and stuff, but it's mostly family time. I go home, I do stuff with my family, the boys. One of my boys moved out already, so I still have the 18-year-old at home, and he's ready to fly the coop, but I told him to hold on, just just take your time.
Love it. Okay, we are in the furniture business. What's your favorite piece of furniture that you have gotten from Ashley Home Store?
My wife and I purchased the Brashlin, the bedroom set, and it looks phenomenal in our room. And the fact that she wanted a different set, and I said, God, Grace, this will look beautiful. And then she followed my suit, and then now she's very happy. It looks nice. We're very happy with it. Yep.
That's great. Okay. You sell a lot of stuff. Of everything that you sell, what's your favorite thing to sell and why?
Well, because I feel that people buy the furniture and it's a big investment, and I feel when I sell the diamond care, that's what I really enjoy selling. First of all, it pays well, but it also protects the customer, and it'll make for repeat business.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've asked you for advice in a lot of different ways, and so to someone who is not a memory maker, and they're thinking about coming to the river, about joining Broad River Retail, what advice would you offer to that person?
Well, first of all, come to the river in a speedboat because it's worth it. You can do so well, and it's a family. When we're there, yeah, it's competitive, but that makes it fun. But at the end of the day, everybody helps each other, and everybody will help you learn. And I'm tapping again, so I won't do that. But yeah, everybody will help you learn and help you propel you to the next level.
Well, when you are right 2.1, you can do all the taps that you want. We'll learn as we go. We'll try not to tap when we have you back. This has been fun. Thank you so much for coming on. I love the speedboat analogy. Bring your speedboat when you're coming to the river. And, you mentioned competition. I think competition gets a bad rap. I like to say it comes from the Latin word competare, which means to strive together. And as you know, this year, we're going to thrive together. So you're going to help us thrive in 2022, Frank, and thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy day and your off day. I don't know if you're working today, your off day.
I am.
You are working today?
I am.
All right. Well, thank you for taking time away from guests to come speak with us. And I know this will mean a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. And I look forward to meeting everybody out there and helping them as any way I can.